Hi everybody, it's Teresa Grissom with Liberty Elementary School, and I am here with another book in the Middle Grade Madness Book Talk series. And this book comes from an author who I have talked about before. He is one of my favorite authors. He's from Indianapolis, and he came to my school several years ago. And it is John David Anderson, and this book is The Dungeoneers. So before John David Anderson came to the school, I decided I was going to read all of his books. And at the time, I think he had maybe 7 books out. And The Dungeoneers is my absolute favorite book. It is not his most well-known book, but it happens to be my personal favorite. So I love all kinds of books, but fantasies are just my favorite. I think it's because they take you to another world. And this one has mages and orcs and monsters and dungeoneers and dungeons full of gold, and I love fantasies because, like I said, they take you to another world. Things that can't happen. It's just fun to do that for me. I love to read about things that can't possibly happen, and it just gets you away from this world for a while. So I'm going to start this by reading the inside cover of this book. Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach him to fish and he will eat for a lifetime. Teach him to steal, though, and he won't have to eat fish every day for the rest of his life. The world is not a fair place, and Colm candorly knows it. While his parents and 8 sisters seem content living on a lowly cobbler's earnings, Colm can't help but feel that everyone has the right to a more comfortable life. It's just a question of how far you're willing to go to get it. In an effort to help make ends meet, Colm uses his natural gift for pickpocketing to pilfer a pile of gold from the richer residents in town. His actions place him at the mercy of a mysterious man named Finn Argos, a gilded-toothed, smooth-tongued rogue who gives Colm a choice. He can be punished for his thievery, or he can learn to use his newfound talents to even better use, to become a member of Thwadwin's Legions, a guild of dungeoneers who take what they want and live as they will. Colm soon finds himself part of a family of warriors, mages, and hunters, learning to work together in their quest for endless treasure. But no family is perfect, and even as Colm hones his skills with his fellow recruits, it becomes more and more clear that something from outside threatens the Dungeoneers, and perhaps something from the inside as well. So, yes, this is a fantasy, and it is full of action and absolutely wonderful characters. John David Anderson has this ability to create the absolute best characters of any author that I have ever read. You fall in love with his characters, and when a book of his is over, you just can't stop thinking about the characters in his book. And this is a good example of that. So Colm Canderley is this fairly young boy. He grew up in a house. He is the only boy out of 9 kids. He has 8 sisters, and his dad is a cobbler. He fixes people's shoes. They don't have a lot of money, and one sister gets sick a lot, and they have to spend a lot of their money on medicines for her. So he's a very good pickpocket. He goes to town and he sees these rich people flaunting their gold, and he steals from them. Colm is not a bad kid, but he knows that these people are flaunting money. They have more money than they know what to do with. So he decides he's going to go pickpockets, just enough for his family to get by. So one day, though, he does get caught, and this stranger by the name of Finn shows up and decides he's going to offer him something. And the next thing you know, Colm leaves his family, and he goes to Thwadwin's Legions, which he finds out this is a big guild of dungeoneers, and there are all kinds of different people there. There are thieves, or what they like to call rogues, like Colm is. There are warriors and barbarians and mages and druids and all kinds of different people with different skills. And he is taken under by Finn, who trains him to be a dungeoneer. Well, he shows up in a group, and there are 3 others who are new to this guild, just like he is, and they become his family. And they are shown on the cover here. You have Lena, that's her. She's a barbarian. She likes to fight anything. That's what she wants to do. She wants to stab orcs and kill the bad guys. And then you have Quinn. This is Quinn. He is a mage or a mageling, but he stutters. So a lot of times when he's chanting some kind of chant, he stutters and things don't come out right. So a lot of times bad things happen. And last but not least, you have her. This is Serene, who is a druid, and she can talk to animals and talk to trees and nature and things like that. So these four make up a little family within the guild. And they become really, really close, and they stick up for each other. And this is just a really, really fun book. People who like any kind of fantasy, people who like Harry Potter, people who like just the good fantasy books that take you to another world, nonstop action and adventure, great characters, there's funny parts in here. John David Anderson is a master storyteller, and whether it's this fantasy or whether it's Miss Bixby, which I've talked about before, all of his books are just absolutely fantastic. Beth Lang and I love him. We love his books. So if you're ever looking for something to read, check out John David Anderson. He's got a wide variety of genres that he writes, but every single one of them is really good with fantastic characters. That's the one common thing in all his books, is that he writes the best characters ever. They're unforgettable. So there you have it. You've got the Dungeoneers. Until next week, keep reading.